not hear your sound. Please open your microphone.
Yes. Okay. Good morning again. So I forgot to open my mood. So thanks you all for joining our online event early, and it's really a great pleasure for our rulers team that we have a great guest speaker from Malaysia and one more speaker from our local country as well. So both of them, they will share their experience, they will share their knowledge related for mental health to all of us. So before we start our online events today, let me introduce myself firstly. So my name is Mai. I'm a host of this online event, and I'm really glad to see all of you here. So thank you. And right now I would like to share the slide to introduce a little bit. Okay. So here is about our agenda. So as you know that the theme of our online events today, it is about psychology and mental health. And for today's agenda, we divided 6 main points. So the first, it will be the welcome remark. And then is the first speaker sharing. So for the next is entertainment time. So for the entertainment time, we will playing game. We will have fun together to playing game of Kahoot. And let's see who is the top 3 winner. And for the next is second speaker sharing. The next or presentation, we also have Q&A session. So for the session, we will have, I want to suggest all of you during the first or second speaker. Excuse me, do you hear me clearly? Hello?
Yeah, I will hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So for the question and answer session, when first speaker and second speaker sharing during at their presentation, if you have any question, you can take note your question into your notebook or write down it. And after Q&A session is coming, you can drop your question into our chat box. So it's easier for all of us to read it and give it to our speaker to answer all of that question. And for the last is closing remark. So we also have the photo sessions together as well. So let's stay tuned with us. And for the next, we also don't forget to say thanks for our media's partnership to provide the link for all of us to join our online events today. So thanks Etiquette for supporting us. And here is about the information in case you want to know more about our rulers project, like about scholarship, exchange program, or any other opportunity. So you can follow or like our Facebook page. We also have a Telegram channel. We also have the website and blog and YouTube channel as well. So in case you want to get more opportunities, which means really useful for university student. Okay, for the next, our rulers project, we also have visions and mission as well. So for our vision, is to become an inclusive community that students feel free to learn, connect, and impact at school and beyond. And for our mission, we aim to build a platform in which youth can share their inspiring story, gain access to opportunity, develop their potential, and contribute back. And there is the previous online event that we have done before. So you know what, we have done a non-online event, and yes, And for nowadays, it is our 10th online event under the themes about psychology and mental health, issues to the youth development factor. And we also invited two speakers for joining with us. So first speaker is Mr. Pich. He is Cambodia, and his topic is about understanding about mental health problem and ways to take care of mental health while in COVID-19 situation. And for the second speaker, he is Mr. Hugo Tan. He's from Malaysia, and his topic is about the concerns of mental health for youth. So two speakers, two topic in the same theme. So right now I would like to invite both speakers for introduce themselves a little bit. So should start firstly with Mr. Hugo Tan. Yes, so welcome Mr. Hugo Tan.
Thank you, MC, for the kind introduction. So I'm Hugo Tan, I'm from Malaysia, and well, mental health has always been a very important topic over here for many of the youth, but there's a lot of challenges because there's a lot of stigma in our community. If you say you are suffering from mental illness or mental or emotional challenges, sometimes you do not receive the support that you want. So that's the reason why we started You Are Not Alone, or in short, we call it YANA Southeast Asia Mental Health Initiative. So we started it during early last year, during the pandemic. And the journey has been incredible. We have been able to connect with so many new youth. And currently, I'm also serving in the Malaysia National Coalition for Mental Wellbeing, where different mental health organizations from the country come together, to tackle this important agenda. So with this, nice to meet all of you. So hope we have a great session today. Back to you, MC.
Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Hugo Tan. And right now it's time for welcomes to Mr. Pich. Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. My name is Mr. Pich. I am a psychologist. Yes, working in Cambodia, in Pich, Cambodia. Yes. The mental health problem. Mental health is important for the youth, and this event that created for the youth is really so important. And today I have the opportunity that I can share what that I have learned and the experience that I have the person with the mental problem, and I can share with all the youth and with all the person in this Zoom. Yeah, because mental health problem is so important, as well as the body health also, that we need to care. And now is the pandemic situation that make every is change. Yeah, and lost the something, and most of the people will suffer and stressful, some depressed or anxiety about their family, their living, about the job also. And today you will you can ask the question, and you can know the introduction about the mental health. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for both speakers for your introductions. And yes, go to the next slide. Okay, so right now is the time for the first speaker sharing session. So he is Mr. Pich. He's from Cambodia, and his topic is about understanding about mental health problem and ways to take care of mental health while in COVID-19 situation. So right now, welcome again to Mr. Pich for your sharing session. I also want to share your slide as well, so please wait a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I hear you well.
Now, would you like me to speak in Khmer or speak in English, and the participant can they listen in English, or would they want to speak in Khmer?
Well, for me, I think you can speak English, but after you finish your presentation, you can summarize a little bit in Khmer. So, which means that all participants, they can understand clearly about what we're talking about today. Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So did you see I share your slide right now?
Not.
Oh.
It's just blank, yeah. So the time is only 25.
It's okay. It depends. Yeah, it probably 25 or 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I will prepare the time and I can speak the time then. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, I started to present it. It's a bit slow, sorry.
Now not see your slide.
Did you see it right now?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I will speak in Khmer some and in English some. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because because all the participants some is in Cambodia. Okay. ចឹងនេះគឺខ្ញុំប្រចង់បញ្យល់ខ្លះខ្ញុំឈ្មោះពេជ្រពុតជាអ្នកចិត្តសាស្ត្រហើយធ្វើការងារមានបទពិសោធន៍ច្រើនខាងផ្នែកចិត្តសាស្ត្រហើយនឹងបានជួយអ្នកដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តជាច្រើនហើយនេះគឺខាងលើនេះគឺតេតទៅមួយចំណេះដឹងសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តអញ្ចឹងណាគឺជា Facebook page របស់ខ្ញុំផ្ទាល់តែម្ដងអូខេហ្នឹងហើយថ្ងៃនេះគឺខ្ញុំបានបង្ហាញពីតេតទៅមួយផ្នែកចិត្តសាស្ត្រនិងតេតទៅជាមួយនឹងផ្នែកសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តផងដែរ ចឹងតើតើមួយចិត្តវិទ្យាតើតើមួយនឹងនិយមន័យខ្លះៗតើតើមួយចិត្តវិទ្យាដើម្បីឲ្យបងប្អូនទាំងអស់នៅក្នុងទីនេះបានយល់ដឹងផងដែរអញ្ចឹងណាបាទចិត្តវិទ្យានេះគឺជាអីបាទហើយចិត្តវិទ្យានេះគឺជាវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រមួយដែលសិក្សាអំពីបាតុភូតចិត្តដែលបាតុភូតនេះបានសម្ដែងតាមរយៈកាយវិការពាក្យសម្ដីទឹកមុខនិងអាកប្បកិរិយាជាដើម ហើយជាការពិតណាស់ថាផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏អារម្មណ៍របស់មនុស្សរបស់យើងសម្ដែងតាមកាយវិការពាក្យសម្ដីទឹកមុខនិងអាកប្បកិរិយាប៉ុន្តែរាល់ការបង្ហាញតាមរយៈទាំងអស់នោះมันអាចឆ្លុះបញ្ចាំងប្រាប់ពីចិត្តរបស់មនុស្សបានទេត្រឹមត្រូវដូចជាការមើលឃើញឬក៏ស្ដាប់ឮ 100% នោះទេព្រោះមានទឹកមុខខ្លះពាក្យសម្ដីមួយចំនួនផ្នែកណាមួយនោះគឺមិនសមស្របទៅនឹងចិត្តបុគ្គលនោះទេមានន័យថាជាការសម្ដែងមិនពិតប្រាកដ អញ្ចឹងដើម្បីយើងអាចស្វែងយល់ពីចិត្តរបស់បុគ្គលណាម្នាក់បានព្រោះចិត្តគឺសម្ដែងតាមរយៈកាយវិការពាក្យសម្ដីទឹកមុខនិងអាកប្បកិរិយារបស់បុគ្គលម្នាក់អញ្ចឹងបុគ្គលខ្លះក៏អាចសម្ដែងមកវាសមស្របទៅតាមកាយវិការពាក្យសម្ដីទឹកមុខរបស់គាត់យើងអាចមើលដឹងពីចិត្តរបស់គាត់បានអារម្មណ៍របស់គាត់ខឹងអារម្មណ៍របស់គាត់សប្បាយចិត្តអារម្មណ៍របស់គាត់កើតទុក្ខសោកសៅអីគឺយើងអាចមើលដឹងពីកាយវិការរបស់គាត់បានប៉ុន្តែបុគ្គលមួយចំនួនទៀតគឺគាត់មានការលាក់បាំងគឺគាត់មានការលាក់បាំងគាត់ចិត្តរបស់គាត់ផ្សេងកាយវិការរបស់គាត់គឺផ្សេងអញ្ចឹងណាគាត់ជួបជុំជាមួយក្រុមគ្រួសារឬក៏មិត្តភ័ក្តិនៅខាងក្រៅគាត់អាចញញឹមរីករាយស្រស់ស្រាយអីបានប៉ុន្តែតាមពិតនៅក្នុងចិត្តរបស់គាត់គឺមានរឿងយ៉ាងច្រើនតាមតឹងស្មុគស្មាញជាច្រើនដែលគាត់មិនអាចនិយាយបាន អូខេហ្នឹងគឺបញ្យល់តាក់ទងមួយផ្នែកចិត្តសាស្ត្រចិត្តវិទ្យាបាទណាបាទអូខេសូម slide បន្ត Yeah this is the slide in the English language so next slide okay Okay, yeah. And definition of health នេះគឺជានិយមន័យទាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងផ្នែកសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តហើយសុខភាពនិយមន័យសុខភាពអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវដឹងហើយព្រោះថាសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តអញ្ចឹងណាភាគច្រើនទាក់ទងមួយចំណេះសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តនេះដូចជាមិនសូវមានការយល់ដឹងទូលំទូលាយនោះទេភាគច្រើននៅពេលដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយអីគាត់ដឹងគាត់អាចទៅរកព្យាបាលនៅពេទ្យបានប៉ុន្តែបុគ្គលជាច្រើនដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តគាត់អត់ដឹងថាទៅរកព្យាបាលនៅកន្លែងណាអត់មានសេវាកម្មផ្នែកសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តហ្នឹងទូលំទូលាយនោះទេអញ្ចឹងណាហើយបញ្ហាសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តហ្នឹងក៏មានការរើសអើងនៅក្នុងសង្គមយ៉ាងច្រើនផងដែរសុខភាពគឺជាស្ថានភាពពេញលេញនៃសុខុមាលភាពផ្លូវកាយផ្លូវចិត្តនិងសង្គមហើយមិនមែនគ្រាន់តែជាភាពគ្មានជំងឺឬក៏ពិការភាពនោះទេអញ្ចឹងសុខភាពឬក៏សុខុមាលភាពរបស់យើងពាក្យថាសុខភាពល្អបានតើតែសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយរបស់យើងល្អព្រមទាំងមួយនឹងសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តរបស់យើងល្អហើយការទំនាក់ទំនងនៅក្នុងសង្គមការបំពេញការងាររបស់យើងល្អមួយទៀតទើបអាចចាត់ទុកថាសុខភាពសុខុមាលភាពរបស់យើងនេះគឺល្អប្រសើរបានអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេសូម slide បន្ទាប់definition slide បន្ទាប់នេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងនិយមន័យសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តយើងមិញយើងបានស្ដាប់ហើយតកតងជាមួយនឹងនិយមន័យសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្ត definition of mental health ដោយសារ slide នេះគឺមានភាសាអង់គ្លេសនៅជាមួយនេះខ្ញុំសូមនិយាយជាភាសាខ្មែរសិនអូខេសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តណាបាទសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តនេះគឺជាស្ថានភាពសុខុមាលភាពដែលបុគ្គលម្នាក់ដឹងពីសមត្ថភាពរបស់ខ្លួនអាចដោះស្រាយជាមួយនឹងការតានតឹងចិត្តធម្មតានៅក្នុងជីវិតបានអាចធ្វើការងារទទួលបានលទ្ធផលល្អនិងអាចចូលរួមចំណែកដល់សហគមន៍របស់ពួកគេបានអញ្ចឹងនៅពេលដែលគាត់មានសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តល្អទៅពេលហ្នឹងគឺរាល់បញ្ហាអីដែលកើតឡើងនៅក្នុងជីវិតរបស់គាត់គឺគាត់អាចដោះស្រាយបានគាត់អាចបំពេញការងារនៅក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារនៅកន្លែងការងារការសិក្សាគឺគាត់អាចបំពេញបានហើយគាត់ក៏អាចចូលរួមចំណែកក្នុងការជួយទៅដល់សហគមន៍នៅក្នុងប្រទេសរបស់គាត់បានផងដែរអញ្ចឹងនៅពេលដែលគាត់មានសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តល្អអូខេសូម slide បន្តតកតងជាមួយនឹងជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តនេះយើងចូលដល់តកតងមួយនឹងជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តម្ដងមិញនិយាយពីសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តហើយណាបាទអញ្ចឹងបន្តមកទៀតគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងសុខតកតងមួយនឹងជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តអញ្ចឹងដល់ពេលដែលបុគ្គលម្នាក់គាត់មានជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏បញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តគឺជាស្ថានភាពសុខភាពដែលពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរអារម្មណ៍ការគិតអាកប្បកិរិយាឬក៏ការរួមផ្សំគ្នាទាំងអស់មានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរទាំងអស់ទាំងអារម្មណ៍ទាំងអាការគិតរបស់គាត់ទាំងអាកប្បកិរិយារបស់គាត់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តត្រូវបានផ្សារភ្ជាប់ជាមួយនឹងការធុញថប់ឬបញ្ហាក្នុងការបំពេញមុខងារនៅក្នុងសង្គមការងារនិងគ្រួសារផងដែរអញ្ចឹងនៅពីហ្នឹងតើយើងអាចកំណត់សម្គាល់ខ្លួនឯងថាម៉េចមិនដឹងថាខ្លួនមានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏ជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តបានអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺវាមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរយើងអាចផ្ដោតទៅលើផ្លាស់ប្ដូរអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរពីមុនអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងល្អរីករាយតែអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងនៅពេលនេះតានតឹងឯកោអស់សង្ឃឹមស្មុគស្មាញអីចឹងណាបាទតើតើមកអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងហើយការគិតរបស់យើងមិនដែរការគិតរបស់យើងច្រើនគិតទៅគិតបែបអវិជ្ជមានច្រើនអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយអាកប្បកិរិយារបស់យើងដូចជាលេងចង់ធ្វើការងារលេងចង់សិក្សាអត់ចង់ដើរទៅណាហ្នឹងហើយបាទការសម្រានក៏សម្រានអត់លក់បាទការបំពេញការងារអីផ្សេងអត់បានល្អហ្នឹងហើយនៅពេលហ្នឹងគឺគាត់មានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏ជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តហើយអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងយើងអាចសម្គាល់បានបាទអូខេអញ្ចឹងសូម slide បន្តបាទហ្នឹងហើយនៅ slide នេះគឺចង់និយាយអំពី the cost factor of mental illness the cost factor of mental illness គឺកត្តាបង្កឲ្យមានជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺមានកត្តា3ដែលបង្កឲ្យមានជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តគឺមានកត្តាជីវសាស្ត្រគេហៅ biological factor និងកត្តាជីវសាស្ត្រនិងកត្តាសង្គមឬក៏កត្តាបរិស្ថានក្នុងហ្នឹងមាន3សំណួរហើយ biological factor ក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺមាន genetic heredity បាទ genetic គឺតកតងមួយនឹងគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងកត្តាដំណពូជផងដែរបាទតកតងមួយនឹងកត្តាដំណពូជពីក្រុមគ្រួសារព្រោះថាបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តនេះនៅពេលដែលឪពុកម្ដាយដែលកំពុងតែមានផ្ទៃពោះហើយគាត់មានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្ត stress ឬក៏តានតឹងផ្លូវចិត្តក៏វាអាចបង្កឬក៏ចម្លងទៅតាម genetic ពីឪពុកម្ដាយផងដែរអូខេមួយទៀតគឺ infection នេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងការឆ្លងរោគជំងឺផ្សេងការមករោគជំងឺផ្សេងដែលឆ្លងចូលទៅក្នុងរាងកាយអញ្ចឹងណាបាទព្រោះនេះវាតកតងមួយកត្តាជីវសាស្ត្រកត្តារាងកាយនៅពេលដែលរាងកាយរបស់យើងខ្សោយរាងកាយរបស់យើងមានជំងឺទឹកនោមផ្អែមបញ្ហាជំងឺដែលធ្ងន់ធ្ងរជាច្រើនណាបាទអញ្ចឹងដល់ពេលហ្នឹងសុខភាពរបស់ផ្លូវកាយខ្សោយក៏វាប៉ះពាល់ទៅដល់ផ្នែកសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តផងដែរទី2គឺ brain defect or injury តកតងមួយនឹងការរបួសឬក៏ការប៉ះទង្គិចផ្នែកខួរក្បាលបុគ្គលខ្លះគាត់មានបញ្ហាគ្រោះថ្នាក់ចរាចរណ៍ឬក៏ប៉ះទង្គិចផ្នែកក្បាលរបស់គាត់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងហើយក៏ធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងក៏មានបញ្ហាប៉ះពាល់នឹងសរសៃប្រសាទប៉ះពាល់នឹងខួរក្បាលរបស់គាត់ធ្វើឲ្យគាត់មានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តផងដែរ prenatal damage នេះគឺតកតងពីកំណើតនៅពេលដែលកូនទារកក្នុងផ្ទៃហ្នឹងហើយដែលគាត់នៅក្នុងផ្ទៃហ្នឹងគាត់មានបញ្ហាសុខភាពបញ្ហាពេលគាត់សម្រាលមកអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអាចថាប៉ះទង្គិចនឹងក្បាលឬក៏មានប៉ះពាល់ផ្សេងដូចថាការថែទាំគួររបស់កូនពីក្មេងហ្នឹងអត់បានល្អណានៅពេលដែលគាត់កើតមកអញ្ចឹងគាត់មានបញ្ហាអាហ្នឹងក៏វាជាកត្តាមួយដែលគាត់ធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ធំឡើងគាត់ប្រឈមនឹងបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តផងដែរមួយទៀតគឺតកតងមួយ substance abuse តកតងមួយរាងកាយរបស់គាត់ហ្នឹងក៏គាត់មានបញ្ហាញៀនសូរ៉ាគ្រឿងញៀនថ្នាំជក់អីផ្សេងបាទអញ្ចឹងតកតងមួយផ្នែករាងកាយអូខេគ្រឿងញៀនសូម slide បន្ទាប់ទី2គឺ psychological factor នេះតកតងមួយនឹងកត្តាជីវសាស្ត្រហើយកត្តាជីវសាស្ត្រនេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងកត្តាផ្លូវចិត្តដែលយុវជនតាំងពីកុមារភាពមកព្រោះជីវិតរបស់គុលម្នាក់គឺអត់ដូចគ្នាទេបុគ្គលខ្លះគាត់កើតមកក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារមួយដែលធូរធារសប្បាយមានឪពុកម្ដាយថែទាំល្អសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តរបស់គាត់ការលូតលាស់របស់គាត់ក៏ល្អផងដែរប៉ុន្តែយ៉ាងណាមិញក៏មានកុមារជាច្រើនដែលគាត់កើតនៅក្នុងគ្រួសារដែលមានអំពើហិង្សានៅក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារដែលក្រីក្រឬក៏ឪពុកម្ដាយស្លាប់ចោលកុមារកំព្រាអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងតកតងមួយសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តរបស់គាត់គឺគាត់លំបាកឈឺចាប់តាំងពីតូចមកនៅក្នុងនេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹង severe psychological trauma suffer as a child such as emotional physical or sexual abuse ជាមានថាតាំងពីតូចមកគាត់ឈឺចាប់គាត់ត្រូវបានទទួលរងឈឺចាប់ប៉ះទង្គិចផ្លូវចិត្តត្រូវបានគេធ្វើបាបផ្នែកអារម្មណ៍ផ្នែកផ្លូវកាយឬក៏អ្នកខ្លះទៀតហ្នឹងត្រូវបានគេបំពានខាងផ្នែកផ្លូវភេទផងដែរអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហើយមួយទៀតគឺ an important early loss គាត់បាត់បង់ណាបាត់បង់ឪពុកម្ដាយបាត់បង់បងប្អូនតាំងពីនៅតូចអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងគាត់ការរស់នៅរបស់គាត់ហ្នឹងគឺអត់បានកក់ក្ដៅទេអញ្ចឹងការរស់នៅពីតូចគឺតកតមួយអារម្មណ៍ក្តីស្រឡាញ់ការយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ពីក្រុមគ្រួសារអត់បានល្អបាទ neglect ទី3គឺតកតមួយនឹងការមិនយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ការប្រងើយកន្តើយអញ្ចឹងក្មេងខ្លះគាត់ត្រូវបានចិញ្ចឹមអត់មានអ្នកណាយកចិត្តទុកដាក់អត់បានខ្វល់អត់បានមើលថែទាំប្រងើយកន្តើយមិនយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ចំពោះគាត់អញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងរស់នៅអត់មានក្តីស្រឡាញ់ ឬក៏អត់មានថាសុខភាពការយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ពីតូចមកណាបាទទី4គឺ poor ability to relate to other អញ្ចឹងពីក្មេងមកគឺគាត់និយាយថាអសមត្ថភាពព្រោះយើងឃើញមានក្មេងជាច្រើនក្មេងខ្លះគឺគាត់អត់និយាយស្ដីគាត់មិនសូវនិយាយស្ដីឬក៏មិនតំណែងតំណងជាមួយអ្នកណាអញ្ចឹងណាអ្នកខ្លះគាត់មានបញ្ហាយឺតយ៉ាវផ្នែកបញ្ញាព្រោះបញ្ហាក្មេងក៏មានច្រើនផងដែរអូខេសូម slide បន្តបាទthe factor 3 is environment factor or social factor នេះគឺកត្តាបរិស្ថានឬក៏កត្តាផ្នែកសង្គមផងដែរព្រោះកត្តាទាំងអស់ដែលបង្កមានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏ជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តហ្នឹងមាន3អញ្ចឹងណាអានេះគឺជាកត្តាទី3 environmental factor ជា environmental factor គឺនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺមានdeath or divorce អញ្ចឹងឪពុកម្ដាយឬក្រុមគ្រួសារដែលគាត់លែងលះគ្នាឬក៏អីនៅក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារនឹងក៏បង្កឲ្យមានបញ្ហាយ៉ាងខ្លាំងនៅក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារទីមួយទៀត a dysfunctional family life អញ្ចឹងគ្រួសារដែលអត់មានសុភមង្គលគ្រួសារដែលរស់នៅអត់ចុះសម្រុងនឹងគ្នាណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយគ្រួសារដែលដំណើរការអត់ល្អជាមួយគ្នាក៏វាជាកត្តាដែរនេះគឺ feeling of inadequate low self esteem anxiety anger or loneliness នេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងអារម្មណ៍ដែលឲ្យតម្លៃទៅលើខ្លួនឯងទៀតពេលខ្លះយើងរិះគន់ទៅលើខ្លួនឯងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទគឺយើងមានអារម្មណ៍មួយខឹងក៏មានអារម្មណ៍មួយថាភ័យខ្លាចឯកោបាទហើយកត្តាមួយទៀតតកតងមួយ change job ហ្នឹងគឺតកតងមួយនឹងការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរការងារផ្លាស់ប្ដូរសាលាហ្នឹងសិតតែតកតងមួយកត្តាសង្គមបាទណាបាទហើយមួយទៀតតកតងមួយនឹង social and cultural expectation នេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងកត្តាសង្គមតកតងមួយវប្បធម៌អ្នកខ្លះសង្គមគេថារាងស្អាតឬក៏អីត្រូវតែស្គមត្រូវតែអីអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងឲ្យធ្វើឲ្យបុគ្គលខ្លះដែលគាត់មានគីឡូច្រើនឬគាត់ថតឬអីហ្នឹងគាត់តែងតែគាត់ចង់បដូរអ្វីទៅតាមសង្គមដែលគេគិតថាអូត្រូវតែស្គមត្រូវតែបែបនេះត្រូវតែបែបនោះគឺគាត់បដូរដែលគាត់អត់បានគ្រាន់ទទួលស្គាល់ថាខ្លួនគាត់គឺជាខ្លួនរបស់គាត់ណាគាត់ធ្វើតាមទៅតាមការរំពឹងទុករបស់សង្គមអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេហើយមួយទៀតគឺតកតងមួយនឹង substance abuse នេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងការប្រើប្រាស់គ្រឿងញៀនឬក៏ក្រុមគ្រួសារឪពុកម្ដាយខ្លះដែលគាត់ប្រើប្រាស់គ្រឿងញៀនអញ្ចឹងហើយក៏វាជាកត្តាមួយដែលបង្កឲ្យមានបញ្ហាជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តផងដែរអូខេអញ្ចឹងសូម slide បន្ទាប់អូខេទៅទៅមួយ slide បន្ទាប់នេះគឺយើងថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំលើកបង្ហាញពីជំងឺ2ទៅទៅមួយនឹងជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍ទូទៅបាទហើយនៅក្នុងនេះគឺមានសភៅមួយដែលខ្ញុំដកស្រង់ចេញជាសភៅ DSM-5 ហើយអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នានៅពេលដែលចង់យល់ដឹងទៅមួយបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តឬក៏ជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តអាច download នៅក្នុង Google នៅក្នុងនេះបានសភៅ DSM-5 ឈ្មោះហ្នឹងយើងអាចមើលព្រោះនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺមានសភៅមានជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តទាំងអស់ដែលយើងអាចមើលបានណាអូខេហ្នឹងហើយសូម slide បន្ទាប់ចឹងនេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងខ្ញុំលើកបង្ហាញពី generalized anxiety disorder គឺជាជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍គេហៅជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍ទូទៅណាបាទនិយាយទៅនិយមន័យជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍ទូទៅនេះគឺជាជំងឺមួយដែលមានថាព្រួយបារម្ភមានតែភ័យខ្លាចនិងព្រួយបារម្ភហួសហេតុគេថា excessive anxiety and worryចឹងនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងគឺជាយើងគ្រាន់តែចាំមួយថាអ្នកដែលគាត់កើតជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍គឺក៏ថប់អារម្មណ៍ទូទៅនេះគឺជាជំងឺមួយដែលមានការព្រួយបារម្ភនិងភ័យខ្លាចហួសហេតុហើយអ្នកដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍នេះភាគច្រើនគឺគាត់ផ្ដោតទៅលើអនាគតកាលគឺគាត់បារម្ភទៅលើរឿងព្រួយបារម្ភទៅលើរឿងដែលមិនទាន់បានកើតឡើងប៉ុន្តែគាត់បានគិតបារម្ភទុកជាមុនហើយថានឹងមានរឿងមិនល្អកើតឡើងចំពោះគាត់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទ ហើយតកតងជាមួយនឹងជំងឺថប់បារម្ភនេះកើតឡើងបានអាចបញ្ជាក់ថាមានបញ្ហានឹងជំងឺនឹងកើតឡើងបានលុះត្រាតែមានរយៈពេល6 ខែឡើងទៅបាទណាបាទ6 ខែឡើងទៅតើតើគាត់មានរោគសញ្ញាដូចខាងក្រោមទើបអាចចាត់ទុកថាគាត់នឹងមានជំងឺថប់បារម្ភនឹងបានអូខេ B គឺតកតងជាមួយនឹង the individual find it difficult to control the worry បុគ្គលម្នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺគាត់ពិបាកក្នុងការគ្រប់គ្រងក្នុងការព្រួយបារម្ភរបស់គាត់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទហើយការព្រួយបារម្ភហ្នឹងគឺក៏ធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងអន្ទះអន្ទែងនៅអត់សុខទេបាទចង់ធ្វើអីក៏ធ្វើអត់បានដោយសារតែគាត់បារម្ភហ្នឹងបើអ្នកខ្លះគាត់បារម្ភធម្មតាវាអត់បញ្ហាទេគាត់អាចបារម្ភគាត់អាចគ្រប់គ្រងការបារម្ភហ្នឹងបានអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែអ្នកបុគ្គលខ្លះទៀតគឺគាត់បារម្ភជ្រុលហួសហេតុភ័យខ្លាចហួសហេតុពេកអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងរឿងតូចតាចខ្លះរឿងខ្លះដែលគាត់មិនគួរបារម្ភក៏គាត់គិតបារម្ភដែរអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងនៅអត់សុខសម្រានក៏អត់លក់ចង់ធ្វើអីបដោតអារម្មណ៍ធ្វើអីក៏អត់បានដែរអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេហើយតកតងចំណុច C the anxiety and worry are associated with 3 or more of the following six symptoms អញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺជំងឺថប់បារម្ភឬក៏ការព្រួយបារម្ភហ្នឹងគឺក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺភ្ជាប់ជាមួយនឹងរោគសញ្ញា3ឬក៏ជាច្រើនបន្ថែមទៀតចាប់ពី3ឡើងទៅនៅក្នុងរោគសញ្ញា6នៅខាងក្រោមនេះអញ្ចឹងវាអាចនឹងចាត់ចូលថាបុគ្គលនោះគឺគាត់មានជំងឺថប់បារម្ភហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេសូមស្លាយបន្ទាប់អូខេនេះគឺជារោគសញ្ញាចំនួន6នៃជំងឺថប់បារម្ភបាទអញ្ចឹងជំងឺថប់បារម្ភនេះគឺទី1គឺ restlessness or feel key up on edge restless នេះគឺមានន័យថាអន្ទះអន្ទែងនៅមិនសុខអារម្មណ៍មិនស្រួលណា restlessness គឺអត់អាចនៅសម្រាកបានទេគឺគាត់ត្រូវតាន់ធ្វើនេះធ្វើនោះអន្ទះអន្ទែងនៅមិនសុខណាអូខេទី2 being easily fatigued គឺគាត់អស់កម្លាំងឆាប់អស់កម្លាំងមែនទែនបាទរាល់ថ្ងៃគឺគាត់ឆាប់អស់កម្លាំងបាទហើយទី3គឺ difficult concentrate or mind going blank ពិបាកក្នុងការផ្ចង់អារម្មណ៍ពិបាកក្នុងការប្រមូលអារម្មណ៍ឲ្យមូលក្នុងការធ្វើអីមួយនៅពេលនេះដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាជំងឺថប់អារម្មណ៍នេះហើយគឺគាត់ពិបាកក្នុងការប្រមូលអារម្មណ៍ឲ្យមូលណាចង់ធ្វើអីចង់សិក្សាចង់ធ្វើនេះមួយចង់គេងចង់ធ្វើអីក៏អត់បានដែរដោយសារតែការបារម្ភហ្នឹងគឺធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងបារម្ភគ្រប់ពេលវេលាទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងហើយទី4គឺ irritability ឆាប់ខឹងឆេវឆាវណាស់បាទហ្នឹងកន្លែងហ្នឹងគឺគាត់ឆាប់ខឹងចិត្តរបស់គាត់គឺស្រាលអញ្ចឹងណានៅពេលបុគ្គលម្នាក់ដែលគាត់ធ្វើអីមួយឲ្យប៉ះពាល់ដល់គាត់អញ្ចឹងគឺគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍មួយថាឆាប់ខឹងឆេវឆាវមែនទែនទី5 muscle tension គឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងការតានតឹងសាច់ដុំរាងកាយរបស់គាត់ដៃជើងខ្លួនរបស់គាត់ហ្នឹងណាគឺមានតានតឹងឬក៏មានការឈឺចាប់អញ្ចឹងណាអូខេទី6គឺ sleep disturbance sleep disturbance នេះគឺតកតងមួយបញ្ហានៃការគេងការគេងរបស់គាត់នឹងអត់បានល្អអញ្ចឹងណាការគេងរបស់គាត់អត់បានល្អគេងពិបាកក្នុងការគេងហើយការគេងនឹងអត់បានគ្រប់គ្រាន់ផងដែរសូមស្លាយបន្ទាប់អូខេបន្ទាប់នេះគឺនៅក្នុងត្រង់ D the anxiety and worry physical symptom cause clinically significant distress and impairment in social occupational or other important area of functioning ជាងនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងចំណុចបន្ទាប់នេះគឺការព្រួយបារម្ភការភ័យខ្លាចឬក៏រោគសញ្ញានៃរាងកាយវាធ្វើឲ្យប៉ះពាល់ទៅដល់ប៉ះពាល់វាធ្វើឲ្យការថយចុះដូចជាការទំនាក់ទំនងក្នុងសង្គមការបំពេញការងារការទំនាក់ទំនងក្នុងក្រុមគ្រួសារការសិក្សាការរៀនសូត្រអីទាំងអស់ដោយសារតែការភ័យខ្លាចការព្រួយបារម្ភរបស់គាត់ហ្នឹងគឺធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ហ្នឹងអត់អាចទំនាក់ទំនងបានអត់អាចសិក្សាបានធ្វើការងារហ្នឹងក៏ថយចុះអត់បានល្អការសិក្សាអត់បានល្អការទំនាក់ទំនងមួយមិត្តភ័ក្តិផ្សេងក៏អត់បានល្អផងដែរហ្នឹងហើយខ្ញុំចង់ចំណុច E នេះគ្រាន់តែថាការរំខានផ្សេងហ្នឹងគឺអត់រាប់បញ្ចូលតកតងមួយនឹងការ ប្រើថ្នាំឬក៏បញ្ហាគ្រឿងញៀននេះណាបាទបើសិនបុគ្គលនឹងគាត់មានបញ្ហាប្រើគ្រឿងញៀនប្រើថ្នាំពេទ្យអីផ្សេងអាហ្នឹងយើងនឹងគិតមើលបន្ថែមទៀតអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែបើសិនឲ្យគាត់នឹងអត់មានប្រើគ្រឿងញៀនអីឬក៏ប្រើថ្នាំពេទ្យអីផ្សេងទេហើយគាត់មានរោគសញ្ញាដូចខាងលើគេនឹងអាចគិតថាគាត់នឹងមិនមានជំងឺថប់បារម្ភអូខេសូមស្លាយបន្តនឹងឲ្យតកតងជាមួយនឹងជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តណាបាទជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តនេះខ្ញុំលើកតកតងជាមួយនឹងជំងឺមួយគេហៅ major depressive disorder ជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តធ្ងន់ធ្ងរណាដែលជាទូទៅយុវជនជាច្រើនគឺគាត់តែងតែកើតមានករណីដែលគាត់សម្លាប់ខ្លួនករណីផ្សេងដៃលេបថ្នាំឬអីផ្សេងវាតកតងជាមួយនឹងជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តធ្ងន់ធ្ងរហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហើយសៀវភៅ DSM-5 នេះបងប្អូនទាំងអស់អាច download បានសម្រាប់មើលណាដើម្បីស្រាវជ្រាវបន្ថែមទៅតាមជំងឺនីមួយៗអូខេហ្នឹងហើយសូមស្លាយបន្ទាប់ចឹងនៅក្នុងរោគសញ្ញានេះក្នុងនោះគឺមានរោគសញ្ញា5បាទណាបាទមានរោគសញ្ញា5ឬក៏ច្រើនរយៈពេលគឺរយៈពេល2សប្តាហ៍បើសិនបុគ្គលហ្នឹងគាត់មានរោគសញ្ញា5នៅក្នុងរោគសញ្ញាទាំង9ដែលខ្ញុំនឹងបង្ហាញណាព្រោះរោគសញ្ញាជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តធ្ងន់ធ្ងរនេះគឺមានចំនួន9អញ្ចឹងណាបាទ9ហើយអ្នកដែលគាត់កើតជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តនេះភាគច្រើនគឺជាបុគ្គលមួយដែលគាត់តែងតែគិតទៅលើរឿងអតីតកាលរឿងដែលបានកើតកន្លងហួសហើយពីរឿងដែលគាត់បានធ្វើខុសឬក៏មានបុគ្គលណាម្នាក់ដែលធ្វើឲ្យគាត់នឹងឈឺចាប់ឬក៏ការបាត់បង់របស់តូចឬក៏របស់ធំផ្សេងដែលបង្កឲ្យគាត់កើតមានការធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តឬក៏ការបារាជ័យផ្សេងពីអតីតកាលរបស់គាត់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទជំងឺថប់បារម្ភគឺជាជំងឺមួយដែលគិតទៅលើរឿងអនាគតប៉ុន្តែបើជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តនេះគឺជាអ្នកដែលគាត់គិតទៅលើរឿងអតីតកាលវិញណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយពួកជំងឺវាបែងចែកបាទហើយនៅក្នុងចំណោមទាំងរោគសញ្ញាទាំង5ហ្នឹងគឺមានរោគសញ្ញា2នៅក្នុងនោះមួយណាក៏បានដែរទី1គឺ depression mood ណាបាទគឺអារម្មណ៍ធ្លាក់ចុះបាទអារម្មណ៍ធ្លាក់ចុះហើយទី2គឺ loss of interest or pleasure បាត់បង់ចំណាប់អារម្មណ៍ឬក៏ភាពរីករាយទាំងអស់បាទហ្នឹងហើយបាទទី1នេះគឺ depression mood most of the day nearly every day អារម្មណ៍របស់គាត់គឺធ្លាក់ចុះរាល់ថ្ងៃហើយអារម្មណ៍ធ្លាក់ចុះហ្នឹងគឺមានដូចជា feel sad empty hopeless sometimes in the behavior is appear tearful ណាពេលខ្លះគាត់យំគាត់ស្រក់ទឹកភ្នែកអីអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអូខេសូមស្លាយបន្តទី2គឺតកតងមួយនឹង diminished interest or pleasure in all នេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងបាត់បង់ចំណាប់អារម្មណ៍ឬក៏ភាពរីករាយទាំងអស់តកតងក្នុងសកម្មភាពប្រចាំថ្ងៃគឺគាត់លែងមានភាពរីករាយឯបាទពីមុនគាត់តំណែងតំណងជាមួយនឹងមិត្តភ័ក្តិក្រុមគ្រួសារឥឡូវនេះគាត់ស្ងប់ស្ងាត់គាត់នៅចូលចិត្តនៅតែម្នាក់ឯងពីមុនគាត់ចូលចិត្តលេងកីឡាឥឡូវនេះគាត់អត់ចូលចិត្តលេងកីឡាទេអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងពីសកម្មភាពពីមុនគឺគាត់ធ្លាប់ធ្វើអីចូលចិត្តធ្វើអីដល់ពេលដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តនេះគឺគាត់លែងធ្វើតែម្ដងគាត់លែងមានភាពសប្បាយរីករាយនៅសកម្មភាពដែលគាត់ចូលចិត្តឬក៏ពេញចិត្តពីមុនទៀតហើយទី3គឺ significant weight loss when not diet or weight gain តកតងនេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងការឡើងទម្ងន់ឬក៏ស្រកទម្ងន់ទោះបីជាគាត់អត់បានតមអាហារក៏ដោយប៉ុន្តែការស្រកទម្ងន់របស់គាត់ការឡើងទម្ងន់របស់គាត់ហ្នឹងគឺវាខុសប្លែកពីធម្មតាអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងអាចចំណាំផងដែរទី4គឺតកតងមួយនឹង insomnia ឬ hyper insomnia តកតងហ្នឹងគឺតកតងមួយនឹងការសម្រានអ្នកខ្លះគាត់សម្រានបានតិចអញ្ចឹងណាសម្រានបានតិចអ្នកខ្លះគាត់សម្រានច្រើនជ្រុលអ្នកខ្លះគាត់សម្រានដល់10ម៉ោងឬក៏12ម៉ោងក្នុងមួយថ្ងៃពុកអង្គុយដេករហូតអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអ្នកខ្លះទៀតគាត់សម្រានអត់បានទេអត់លក់ទេបាទមួយយប់បាន2ម៉ោងអីអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេសូមស្លាយបន្ទាប់ទី5គឺតកតងជាមួយនឹង psychomotor agility and retardation nearly every day អានេះគឺតកតងមួយនឹងសកម្មភាពណាស សកម្មភាពហ្នឹងគឺមានពីរជា technique គឺមានន័យថាសកម្មភាពហ្នឹងគឺលេះឡាស់នៅអត់សុខនៅអត់ស្ងៀមហ្នឹងណាបាទតែពេល retardation នេះគឺសកម្មភាពយឺតអ្នកខ្លះគាត់ធ្វើសកម្មភាពយឺតពេលគាត់ក្រោកពីដេកអញ្ចឹងចង់ទៅមុជទឹកអញ្ចឹងគាត់ធ្វើមួយយឺតបើថានិយាយស្ដីយឺតការសម្រេចចិត្តក៏យឺតធ្វើអីមួយក៏រៀងយឺតអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែបើមានមួយទៀតមានសកម្មភាពមួយទៀតអ្នកខ្លះគាត់ធ្វើនេះធ្វើនោះអញ្ចឹងណាបាទធ្វើសកម្មតែម្ដងបាទលេះឡាស់ធ្វើនេះបាទធ្វើនោះអត់សម្រាប់ទី6គឺ fatigue or loss of energy គឺគាត់អស់កម្លាំងអស់ធម៌ពលជារៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃចេះតែហត់ចេះតែអីចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយទី7គឺគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍មួយថាខ្លួននឹងអត់តម្លៃហើយតែងតែគិតថាខ្លួននឹងមានកំហុសចឹងណាបាទបន្ទោសខ្លួនឯងរិះគន់ខ្លួនឯងចឹងណាហ្នឹងហើយអូខេសូម slide បន្ទាប់នឹងទី8នេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងអសមត្ថភាពក្នុងការគិតឬក៏អសមត្ថភាពក្នុងការផ្ចង់អារម្មណ៍ពិបាកក្នុងការធ្វើការសម្រេចចិត្តដល់ពេលដែលគាត់មានបញ្ហាផ្លូវចិត្តនេះធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តកើតឡើងគឺពួកគាត់ពិបាកក្នុងការសម្រេចចិត្តការសម្រេចចិត្តហ្នឹងវាអត់ច្បាស់លាស់អញ្ចឹងណាបាទអូខេហើយទី9គឺគាត់តែងតែមានគំនិតមួយចង់សម្លាប់ខ្លួនឬក៏ហ្នឹងហើយមានគំនិតមួយចង់សម្លាប់ខ្លួនអញ្ចឹងហើយបានតែងតែបុគ្គលខ្លះឮថាអ្នកដែលគាត់សម្លាប់ខ្លួនហ្នឹងមិនដែរដោយសារតែគាត់មានបញ្ហាជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តធ្ងន់ធ្ងរអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេហើយសុំ slide បន្ទាប់បាទដូចសាម៉ោងវានេះដែរហ្នឹងហើយនេះគឺខ្ញុំសរុបរោគសញ្ញាទាំង9តែម្ដងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលនៅទីនេះអាចមើលបានរោគសញ្ញាទាំង9នៃជំងឺធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តទី1អារម្មណ៍ធ្លាក់ទឹកចិត្តទី2អត់ឃ្លានអាហារបាទណាបាទទី3ថយចុះឬក៏កើនទម្ងន់ខុសពីធម្មតាវិបត្តិតកតងនឹងដំណេកទី4ទី5អារម្មណ៍លេះឡាក់ឬស្ទុះតកតងមួយសកម្មភាពណាបាទទី6គឺអស់កម្លាំងទី7គាត់ថាខ្លួនគ្មានតម្លៃទី8ការបំពេញការងារចុះខ្សោយនិងទី9គឺមានគំនិតចង់សម្លាប់ខ្លួនឬក៏ចង់ធ្វើអន្តឃាតណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយអូខេសូម slide បន្តណាចឹងនៅទីនេះគឺតកតមួយនឹងវិធីសាស្ត្រមួយចំនួនដើម្បីថែទាំសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តឲ្យបានល្អហើយឥឡូវនេះគឺតកតជាមួយនឹងស្ថានភាព COVID-19 ដែលធ្វើឲ្យប៉ះពាល់យ៉ាងច្រើនទាំងយុវជនហើយបុគ្គលជាច្រើនដែលគាត់ប៉ះពាល់ហើយប៉ះពាល់នេះមិនត្រឹមតែប្រទេសមួយទេគឺទូទាំងសកលលោកតែម្ដងហើយនេះគឺជាវិធីសាស្ត្រមួយចំនួនដែលខ្ញុំគិតថានឹងអាចជួយទៅដល់បងប្អូនបានអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហើយខ្ញុំជឿថាបងប្អូនក៏មានវិធីសាស្ត្រផ្សេងក្នុងការជួយខ្លួនឯងផងដែរអូខេហ្នឹងហើយនេះគ្រាន់តែជាខ្ញុំជាការចែករំលែកអញ្ចឹងណាបាទទី1គឺ get plenty of sleep បញ្ហាគឺសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តនិងសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយគឺទាំងពីរហ្នឹងត្រូវតែទាំងព្រមណាបាទសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តល្អប៉ុន្តែសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយអត់ល្អក៏អត់បានដែរវាប៉ះពាល់គ្នាអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងទី1នេះគឺត្រូវតែសម្រាលឲ្យបានគ្រប់គ្រាន់ពី7ម៉ោងទៅដល់8ម៉ោងធ្វើម៉េចត្រូវតែបានអញ្ចឹងណាបាទទី2គឺហូបអាហារឲ្យបានគ្រប់គ្រាន់ការហូបអាហារហ្នឹងក៏ឲ្យបានគ្រប់គ្រាន់បាទទី3ជៀសវាងការហូបសូរ៉ាជុបបុរីឬក៏ប្រើគ្រឿងញៀនទី4យើងអាចបាទដើរលេងឬក៏អីឲ្យមានពន្លឺព្រះអាទិត្យហ្នឹងបានជះមកលើខ្លួនរបស់យើងណាព្រោះវាជួយឲ្យព្រោះពន្លឺព្រះអាទិត្យជួយអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងក៏ល្អស្រស់ថ្លាដែរអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេ manage stress នេះតើតើមើល manage stress អញ្ចឹងតើតើមើល manage stress ហ្នឹងយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរបាទណាបាទគ្រប់គ្រងភាពតានតឹងផ្លូវចិត្តរបស់យើងឥឡូវនេះយើងមានអារម្មណ៍មិនដែរយើងមានបញ្ហាអីខ្លះអញ្ចឹងណាបាទទី6តើតើមួយការធ្វើសកម្មភាពឬក៏ការធ្វើលំហាត់ប្រាណឬក៏ចូលលេងកីឡាផ្សេងជិះកង់ដើរអីផ្សេងណាព្រោះទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងវាជួយទាំងសុខភាពផ្លូវកាយនិងសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តធ្វើអ្វីមួយទី7គឺ do something you enjoy do something that you enjoy you like and spend time for yourself ទី8 connect with other and be sociable connect with other and with your family also 9 do thing for other do thing for other like trip with other, hobby with the family, the other volunteer to have other do charity for the other. Yeah, what that mean. Next slide. Okay, and 10 is ask for help, and 11 is mental counseling, meet with the psychologist, and 12 group discussion with the family and friend. 13 is focus on now. It's just focus on now, not focus on the past or the future. We focus on now because we can do anything and we can solve the problem in now. 14, find your strength, good point and resource. Cognitive behavior therapy, thinking and feeling. Yeah, and can use the problem solving also. Yeah, next slide. Because I want to see in the short, and you can answer the question. We can answer your question after. Yeah, and this is the service that organization TBO Cambodia in Cambodia that provide the service for mental health. And we have the clinic. I have worked with this organization before, so I recommend this organization is good, provide a counseling service for mental health. If anyone have the problem, you can contact to this TPO Cambodia. Okay, next slide. And this for me Facebook page ចំណេះដឹងសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្ត knowledge of mental health that I give មានតែខ្ញុំគឺចំណេះចិត្តសាស្ត្រប៉ុន្តែផ្ដល់ប្រឹក្សាផ្លូវចិត្តតាមអនឡាញផងដែរអញ្ចឹងណា service តាមប្រឹក្សាតាមអនឡាញអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាបងប្អូនដែលមានចម្ងល់ទាក់ទងមកសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តចង់ទទួលសេវាសុខភាពផ្លូវចិត្តអាហ្នឹងអាចទាក់ទងមកខ្ញុំបានផងដែរអូខេ next slide yeah thank you finish because of the time okay thank you
Thank you very much for Mr. Pich for your presentation, and yes, we have learned a lot from your sharing knowledge. And right now, I want to recap and summarize a little bit what you are just saying. And we also apologize for because he speak in Khmer because most of our participants they are Cambodian. So and this topic is have a lot of technical words. So for make them easier to understand about that topic, he prefer to speak Khmer instead. But in his slide also include the English meaning on that. So I hope you guys don't mind of that. And for the summary that I take note from his presentation. So Mr. Pich, he also talk about the definitions of mental health, mental illness. So it also help us to know more information detail between the difference of that keywords. And he also mentions about the symptom for anxiety, the 3 cause factors from mental illness, and also the way to take care of the mental health during the COVID-19 situation as well. So thanks, Mr. Pich, again for your presentation. So right now, let's go on to our next. Yay. So right now, did you see the slide that I share?
Nothing.
Oh, probably I stopped sharing. Okay, so right now, it is this time to having fun together. It is the entertainment time, and I would like to introduce my co-host, Mr. Tin Long, to host the game. So let's playing games together after we listens to the first speaker sharing session. So we want to know what you have learned from his sharing session. So Mr. Thiện Long, you can start it to host the game right now. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you to the host for today. And hello to everyone. My name is Thiên Long. I am from event team, and now I will host the game for today event. And wait me a little bit. I will share the screen to all of you. Everyone, do you see my screen?
Yes, see.
Okay.
Yes.
So today's game is about the Kahoot game, and I think that you have know a lot about it too. And also I hope that you have learned some information from our speaker, Mr. Pich too, and I hope that you will learn more from Mr. Hugo Tan for the second speaker too. And now our game, you can click on the link that I will drop into the chat box. You can click on the link and type the game pin on the screen. I will share it into the chat box also. Everyone can click on the link and type the game pin and also set your name for play together. I can wait for 3 to 5 minutes for wait everyone to join together and play yes with me. And everyone, you can use, if you have a smartphone near you, you can use your smartphone to play it to see the screen easier. Yes, you can use the two device. One is seeing the screen and one is play game. But also you can play it in the one device. I will read answer and question to all of you too. Okay, now we get 10 player already. We can wait 3 to 5 minutes more. Yeah. And the game today, we have 9 questions that related to our project ruler and also related to the topic of the speaker one also. Yes, we get 18 already. Come on, everyone. Yes, we can wait for 3 minutes more. Everyone, do you hear the sound of the game?
Yes.
Okay, good. Don't worry, the question for today is not difficult. I think you got the answer. And we will find the top 3 for the winner of the game too. We wait for 2 minutes more. We'll play together. Everyone, please join together to play the game before we start with the second speaker. Just wait for 1 more minute. Others can join together. Yeah, let's start the game. We get only 25 players. Yes, for the first question, who is the host of our today event? The red is Kanjana, the blue is Mai Mai, the yellow is Thierry, and the green is Portugal. Everyone, let's answer together. It's nearly on time. Who's? Yes, the answer is Mai Mai is the host of our today event. And we got the 8th player who's correct. Yes. Who is the top one for the first round? Thierry is she get 946 mark. Okay, let's move to the second question. What is the sum for today event? For the red is psychology and mental health, the blue mental health, the yellow psychology, and the green not all about. Which one, everyone? Yes, it's on time. Yes, no. Oh, the answer is we have many players choose the answer is the psychological and the mental health is our sum today. We got the right answer, 19 player. Yes, who? Okay, the name is 93. Go to the top one for the second round. Okay, let's move to the third question. How many events we have made before? For the red 8 event, for the blue 9 event, for the yellow 10, and for the green 11. Which one that we have made it before for our event? Hurry up, it's on time. Yes. Yes, we have made 9 events before, and today is a 10 event. Yes, 13 player has a correct answer. Okay, let's vote who's the top one for the third. Yes, yeah, that is the top one for the third question for the third round. Yes. Okay, let's move to the fourth question. How many speakers for our today event? It is an easy question. For the red 1, for the blue 3, for the yellow 2, and for the green 4. Okay, hurry up. Yes, wow. Many people have a correct answer. We have 2 speakers. Yes, for the fourth question, Thierry come to be a top one again. Yes, let's move to the first question. It's about where our speaker come from. For the red, Cambodia and Malaysia. For the yellow, Cambodia and United States. For the blue, both from Cambodia. And for the green, Cambodia and Singapore. Which one, everyone, where our speaker come from? Yes, our speaker come from Cambodia and Malaysia. Many people have a correct answer also. Yes, for the fifth person who, yes, 93 has become a top one for this round. Okay, let's move to the sixth question. How many symptoms of major differential disorder? It's about the speaker one topic. For the red we have 7. For the 8 we have, for the blue we have 8. For the 9, for the yellow we have 9. And for the green, we have Tan. Which one, everyone? The symptom of the major depressive disorder. This means the chứng ngữ bạo thực chất, yes? Yes, the answer is we have none of it. So we have 12 player has a correct answer. Yes, for this. Oh, Terry still the top one for this one. Okay, let's move to the seventh question. How many core factors of mental illness? For the red 3, for the blue 5, for the yellow 4, and for the green 6. It's also related to our speaker topic too. Which how many of factors that that cause the mental illness? 3, 4, 5, or 6? Yeah, wow. We got only none answer for the correct. Yes, we have 3 factors of the mental illness. Okay. Who is the top one? Yes, Terry is still the top one for the 7th round. Okay. Move to the 8th round. The 8th question. Yes. What is the generalized anxiety disorder? Yeah, for the red, hopeless, lonely, sad-lamb. For the blue, excessive anxiety and worry. For the yellow, traumatized, they are not to do or face it again. And for the green, not all about. Which one, everyone? Hurry up, nearly on time. Yes, the correct answer is excessive anxiety and worry. Okay. Who is the top one? Yes, Terry is still the top one. And let's wait for the last question. Who is the top for the winner today? What is the depressive disorder? Worry for the red, worry or stress. For the blue, hopeless, lonely or sad-lamb. For the yellow, excessive anxiety and worry. And for the green, not all about. Which one, everyone? The depressive disorder. Chứng ngữ bạo thực chất, yes. Yes, the correct answer is hopeless, lonely, and sad-lamb is the depressive disorder. Okay, our question is already finished. Let's watch who is the winner for today. Let's wait. Top 3, who are they? The top 3, the third place is Hong, the second is Terry, and the winner is Sai. Okay. Congrats to all of you, 3 of them, and also other who didn't win the game today. You can join with us for another event. You can play and to be a winner too. Yeah. For the next, I would invite Sai, the top one, for sharing your feeling about our game today. Yes. Could you open your mouth and share your feeling to our game?
Yes. I feel excited. Okay, let's move on.
Oh yes. Okay. And I want to invite one more is the runner-up Terry. Can you share your feeling? Okay. For Hong, who's the third place, can you share your feeling today of our game?
Yeah, thank you. The first, I would like to say thank to Rula for creating this event, and this is the second time for me to join this event. And then I would like to thank to both of speaker, Mr. Pich and Mr. Hugo Tan. I really happy to join this event, and I hope I will get more experience from speakers and from the audience also. And I hope I get more experience to treat mental health if I get the illness of mental health. And thank you all.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you for Hong for sharing your feeling today. And now our game session is finished, and I would like to return this event term to May May for host for the host. I will even continue for the second speaker too. Yes. Also, goodbye. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So welcome back again to see me, and yeah, thanks all of you for playing games together, and just want to say congratulations for our top 3 winner. And at the same time, I want to share. So right now, I think it will be the second speaker session. So so as you know that it is the time for the second speaker session. His name is Mr. Hugo Tan. He's from Malaysia, and his topic is about the concerns of mental health for youth. So so let's get started, and welcome to Mr. Hugo for started to share your session. Thank you. You can start your speech.
Thank you for the host, and I hope all of you enjoy the game. So let me share my slides.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's start. Okay, so today we'll be talking about youth mental health. So before we begin, if you are still in the room, comment one. Comment one if you are still in the room. Comment one in the chat box if you are still here with us. All right. Sam, Jacqueline, Lau, Yaden, May, all right, Hing, all right, okay, great. Because today is a Sunday. Okay, it's very rare to have a webinar on Sunday. But anyway, great to see everyone here on a Sunday. So let us start straight away. So a quick disclaimer, of course, any information that you learn in any webinar would be in general, based on the speaker's personal experience or research, or in fact, just general educational information that you can get. Of course, if you have any condition before you take any action, we always advise you to speak to a medical professional so that they can evaluate your situation and give you the right assessment and also the right diagnosis. Okay, so without further ado, let me continue. So our objective for today is 3 things. We'd like to talk about the challenges in promoting mental health, mental wellness. What are the stigma surrounding mental health, and what can we do as a youth on this project, right? So these are talk about. So once in a while during the presentation, I'm going to ask you to help me out in the chat box to say or to comment what do you think about a situation or what you will do. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, first question. How many of you have ever felt this, right? Like, how do I even talk about this? Like, it is not an accident. It is also not a physical condition, but you are feeling ring inside. It's very hard to explain. Is maybe you're under tremendous stress, or your mind is so clouded you cannot think. You are not feeling well, but you're not having fever, you're not having flu, right? It's invisible, you cannot see, but you can feel it, right? You're not doing good, right? If you have felt that before, comment yes. Comment yes if you have felt that before. Okay, Samnang, Yaden, Nika. All right, this is very common. Lao, mailing. Yes, we all have felt that before, but we just do not know how to explain it. We do not know how to say it out. So this is a real case situation. The same thing happened to this person. And last year, you know, the brother of this lady friend passed away, right? The person simply do not know how to share, how to talk about his situation, right? So this is some of the issues that is challenging young people like all of us here. We all look very young today. So these are some of the challenges because people do not respect mental health as much as physical health. If you are physically ill or you are injured, people can see it. They'll say, okay, this is very serious. You have to bring you to the clinic, to the doctor, to the hospital. But when you have mental health, it is all inside. Sometimes, yes, it can also affect your physical health. But what is happening in the inside, people cannot see it. People do not recognize it. People do not approve it. So it's very hard to talk to your friends or your family. So let's go to situation number 2. Okay, so imagine this person is a disabled person, physically challenged person, a little bit depressed. He tried to hang himself with a nylon rope from a ceiling. So if you heard about this situation, or this is your neighbor, or this is your friend, what would you do to help this person? Comment in the chat box. What would be the first thing you would do? Persuade him not to do it, Roy. Call to his relative. Okay. You deserve love. Contact authority for last action. Sometimes in webinar, we tend to want to avoid difficult topic. But then when we look at the statistics, as you know, the job that we are doing in the different mental health organizations, we realize one thing is that we try to keep it easy for people to talk about, to get it. But if we always avoid difficult topics, we are not solving the problem. And when we are not avoiding difficult topics, we do not highlight the issues that real people are facing in our society. The reason why people do not know what to do, and I like to see what all of you commented. Do you know why? Because usually we have different situations. You know, this one could be that, another one could be on bullying and things like that. And we are very interested to know what would people do. And when people do not know what to do, or when people have to think a long time what to do or what is the right action to do, then we can justify the point. The point is that just like you, I finished my university like how many years ago? Like 10 years ago or something. But I've studied like from kindergarten all the way to high school and university. No one has ever taught me what to do. So that's the problem. Like, why is it that no one has ever taught us what to do? Like there is nothing in the syllabus. There isn't a module, there isn't a book. We are not being taught how to help people. You know, yes, stay with him, stop him, tell him about what is life, hug him, persuade him. All these are fantastic. Because once we get involved in whether you are a mental health practitioner or whether you are a mental health advocate or you work with an organization, a lot of people will text you every day, you know, with this kind of situation, especially right now in COVID. A lot of people are very stressed. And the people around them, they do not know what to do. Like recently, we have another case as well. Of course, we cannot mention name. Of course, we also cannot mention details, you know. Let's put it this way, right? The person is asking like, you give me all these helplines. I'm sure every country has a helpline you can call. And then they're asking like, what is the difference between all these helplines, all these contact number? You got so many organizations. So which one should I call for this case? What is the difference? And what should I do? Should the person get medication? I will rush to see the person. So what should I say to the person? Should I give advice, or should I just sit there and listen? Should I hug the person? You know, sometimes there are a lot of problems. It could be a family argument, and sometimes children are involved. Sometimes people feel that their life has no value. Sometimes a person lost the job, like so suddenly. They do not know where to get the money to support his family or his parents. A lot of very serious situation, but we are all very surprised that all of us has never learned what is the right way to deal with the person. For example, depending on the situation, of course, you should always be by your friend or the person that you know. Make sure you acknowledge the situation and make sure you listen to them, of course. But in certain situation, you also want to know whether the person is doing any self-harm already, or is it that it's just initial stage, like they're just talking about it, but they have not been harming themselves, or are they taking any pills or alcohol that could make the situation worse? Do they have any family member that you can contact? Do you have any professional counselor that you can recommend? You see, it really depends which stage the person is. And here's the funny thing we realize, right? There is another problem. So this person over here is a real life situation. So let me tell you what happened to the story. What happened to the story is, next slide. So in few countries in Southeast Asia, as you know, our organization works with most Southeast Asian countries. So in Malaysia, it's actually a crime if you try to attempt suicide. You can be fined and you can be jailed. So why am I talking about this? Is because if we want to make sure mental health is available for all, or to improve the situation of mental health in Southeast Asia, it is more than just talking about this. We actually need to highlight the challenges that we have. This situation is also the same. As you can see, this is what the magistrate says. In the court, in another case, it was says that no matter how much pressure you are, suicide is not the solution. When you get out of the hospital, you'll be charged in court anyway. This is very sad. This is very sad that attempting suicide is a crime. Okay, so far, before we continue, are you all okay? Give me a thumbs up if you all are okay. Give me a thumbs up emoji if you all are okay. All right, okay, let's go. So in 2016, the World Health Organization says that the suicide rate in Southeast Asia, including India, of course, India is not Southeast Asia, but definitely one of the highest suicide rates country, were one of the highest among the world. And this is in Thailand. You know, during COVID-19, actually, it's not just Thailand, it's all around. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of foreign workers, tourism employees are losing their job. There is every 10 minutes, there's a suicide attempt in Thailand. In my place here in Malaysia, this year, it has risen to 4 suicide cases per day. And every day there's like 20, 30 people trying to attempt suicide. But those that really committed suicide is about 4 a day. So Thailand is also very serious. As you can see, Brunei, it is a crime to attempt suicide. So either you really pass away, or if not, you'll be fined and put in jail. Myanmar, it is also punishable by law. On the left is, of course, we are talking about the share of population with depression, like what Mr. Pot has mentioned. Of course, we also know that depression could be a contributing factor to suicide. And Singapore has recently reformed the law just last year, so it's no longer a crime. And you can see the years of delay in treatment, how long people delay, before they get a treatment. 4 years, 6 years, 9 years, 13 years. But now, of course, things have improved. So this is what we hope to achieve when rulers have a webinar on mental health. It's definitely a good start. We also encourage more people to share out more information on mental health, to create Kahoot games so that it's more fun to learn. Because the more we know, the better prepared we are. Okay, so this is by CNN. They say that while the physical risks of the pandemic will become better managed, yes, but we are still struggling with the different COVID variants. But the mental darkness of the crisis will be harder to overcome. So we say that the mental illnesses and the challenges is like an invisible pandemic. It's like a silent pandemic. It's a big issue, but we cannot see it. So what is actually happening? What is actually happening is, when we talk about mental health issue, a lot of people will say, mental health problems. Not me, I don't have the problem. But the problem is 970 million people worldwide suffer from some form of mental health disorder. Be it depression, anxiety, substance use disorder, eating disorder. There is a lot of types of different mental illnesses that people are not aware of. So the topic for today is actually more on what is the concern for youth, for mental health. So what do you think are troubling youth? So after spending a lot of time in mental health organizations, usually, of course, it's not the same in every country. Different country has different situation that is more serious. But generally, these are the few. How many of you are having challenges doing online learning? You have a lot of fatigue on Zoom. Comment one if you have challenges in online learning or learning during COVID-19. It's very hard. Yeah. Wow. Yes. It's very hard, especially in Southeast Asia. Sometimes even my own Wi-Fi is not very good. It keeps on breaking. It keeps on getting cut off. Very hard to concentrate. And sometimes when I'm on Zoom, like this week, I have so many events, right? So many webinars. Sometimes I'm on Zoom for I'm not sure how many hours. Until I'm hearing this, even my ears are having pain, just hearing on Zoom. So it's very challenging, very stressful. How many of you have challenged with eating? Like you are eating too much, or you are eating too little, or some of you could have condition where you feel like you need to vomit it out or things like that. Comment two if you have challenges, or situation, related to eating, consumption. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm reading your comment. Yes, it is actually very common. People trying to keep fit, trying to look good, trying to go on diet. Sometimes it's not a healthy diet, but they just want to diet, you know. Comment number 3, if you have a lot of pressure to do well in school, right? Comment number 3, if you have a lot of pressure to do well in school. Yes. Roy is commenting a lot. Yeah, Asia country, all our parents, our teachers, they give us a lot of pressure. Must do well, must score A, you know, must get into which university. And yeah, we're definitely not relaxed at all when it comes to studying. How many of you have feel the social media need to keep up with your friends, right? Whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you know, comment 4 if you have this feeling like your friend is posting nice place, nice food, nice clothes. You also want to feel like, or you also very pressure, you also want to follow your friends. Okay, this is new challenges, right? For this age of youth. This one is a very special one because doesn't matter what webinar we do, we talk about mental health, but somehow the people will turn it into a love webinar. How many of you feel a lot of pressure from a love and relationship? Comment 5. Comment 5 if you have seen or you have heard or you have experienced a lot of love or relationship pressure, right? Whether it's a family or whether with your loved ones, right? This is I don't know why, but this is the popular topic. So if anything, we realize one thing: mental health is very close to all of us because it is about our studies, it's about our nutrition, it's about our social media, it's about school, it's about family, it is also about currently cyberbullying. So all these are very real stuff that happens to all of us. So when people say, you know, mental health is not related to us, it is not true because all these things, you all know, whether you want to type in comment or not, we all know all these things affects everyone. There is not one person that is not affected by all these things here. So it's either the person say yes or the person pretend that all these things doesn't happen to them, but they happen. But people always think that, number one, people think no one gone through what they gone through. Number two, they think that there is no solution to the problem. So we did a lot of, how do you call this? Like empathy circle and counseling session. And what we realize is this: a lot of people who thinks that what they go through, no one has gone through before, is not true, because a lot of people has gone through what you've gone through. Again, a lot of people feel that there is no solution to their problem. Again, it's also not true. There are always solutions to your problem. There are only few problems to that. Yes, there is a solution, but are you able to access the solution? Are you able to afford the solution? But the saddest case would be, do you actually know that is a solution? The solution is not always like, some people think that solution is go for a holiday or sleep a bit more. Yes, it helps. But there are a lot of proper solutions nowadays. There are a lot of different types of therapy. Some people try with meditation. Some people try with hypnotherapy, art therapy. Some people, they need to go for some kind of yoga or physical exercise. Some people basically need to go for long-term sessions with a professional to get over their addictions and things like that. And there are a lot of different technology, a lot of different method that people are using. But we are also surprised a lot of people has not heard of them. So if there is a solution, but you have not heard of them, means it cannot solve your problem. Okay, so let us continue. So I will go a bit fast because I know both Mr. Pot and I, our session, we got very limited time. So we just skip some stuff later. So here's the thing, right? People assume you aren't sick, right? Unless they can see the sickness physically. So this is what we are trying to share with a lot of people. This is actually a big problem. Just because you can't see a problem doesn't mean there is no problem. Okay, let's continue. Why is it that people are not talking or promoting mental health problems? Have you heard of this, right? Let me know what you have heard growing up, right? Some boys, you have people telling you, you need to man up, don't cry. And that's the reason why they develop a lot of problems later on. Even girls, you are being told like you are very big already, don't cry, small things, you want to get angry, So we are not told how to manage our feelings, our emotions. What should we do, right? Sometimes if you say that you are feeling very pressured, they will tell you like, Roy, don't give excuse, everyone study like this. Why you study, you have a little bit more pressure, is it? You see all your friends, they are okay, they don't complain. Why you complain, Roy? Okay, so what else? Let me know in the chat box. Yes, this one, of course, everyone went through this. You are not special, right? So logically asking you, just because everyone gone through something does not mean it is not hard for you. Hard is hard, doesn't matter how many people has gone through that, right? Just think positive. Another very, okay, not to say the person saying it is not kind. Sometimes people are very kind. They tell you that maybe you need to think positive. They are being kind. They are just trying to help you. But sometimes thinking positive is not the solution, right? You cannot just think positive and the problem go away. If that's the solution, then we doesn't need to have a webinar. We all just go back home and think positive. So you know that this is also not a solution. Sometimes people tell you to calm down, right? Like sometimes you're angry and then they tell you, Chandy, you just calm down. But have you ever calmed down when you are angry? Then people tell you calm down, then you suddenly calm down. It doesn't happen, right? Doesn't work. It doesn't work, but people keep doing it. Why? Because people have not learned there is a better way to solve the problem. So they keep on telling you ways like this, like don't give excuses, just think positive, just go sleep for 6 hours, then your problem go away. It doesn't go away, right? Or certain people, children that we work with, like for those with autism or certain biological condition, basically their teachers and even their friends, do not really like them because they do not know how to work with people with condition. So this is what we call stigma. So before we go forward, can you let me know 2 phrases or words that you have heard before? 2 negative or hurtful words you have heard before that is being told by your friends or family when you tell them your problems, right? That you are stressed, that you are very worried, you're very anxious. What is it that people tell you when you tell them that? Yeah, let us know in the chat box before we go forward. You can't do that. Don't try to change it. Stay where you are. Exactly. Exactly. This is what people will tell you most of the time. That's a big problem. That's why we need webinar like this. So yes, asking for help is indeed brave. If you have an issue, do find the correct people to talk to. It's not a big deal. Why do you think about it a lot? Yes, everyone can do. Why you can't? Right? Everyone feels that if it is not a big deal for them, it's not a big deal for other people. Not true. Certain things that are small for us is big for other people. Sometimes it's big for other people, but it's very small for us. So it depends from people to people. That's why we should be more kind. That's why we must have empathy. That's why we must try to be understanding, because everyone see things and feel things very, very differently. Now, it's important to ask for help. You must identify who is the qualified people to ask for help. Not everyone is qualified. Sometimes your best friend is not qualified. Sometimes your parents are not qualified. They want to help you, but they do not know how to help you. Sometimes your teacher is not qualified. Sometimes you go to one counselor, but the counselor do not have, how do you say? Sometimes it's like shopping. You go to one counselor or therapist. The person might not have good communication or do not have good chemistry with you. Then you should always try out another person for help, until you find someone who is qualified, who is trusted, who you feel comfortable with talking, sharing. Then yes, but always go ask for help, find for help, right? Like you got fever, you try to find for a solution, right? You don't know how to do an exam question, you go and ask a qualified person to give you answer. So same thing if you have mental health challenge or emotional challenge, you go and find answers, solutions, right? The worst thing to do is you got problem, you don't tell people, you keep it to yourself. Over a long time, small problem become very big problem. Okay, so let's continue. There is a gap. What kind of gap? No one taught us how to process anger. Again, up until today, except what I learned professionally, specifically on mental health qualifications and courses and certification, except that, throughout my school years, no one has taught me how to process anger properly. Every time when someone is angry, they just tell the person, don't angry. It doesn't work. It's so silly. Like, how come no one has taught us how to solve anger, what to do when we are worried, when we are anxious, when you need to do public speaking, you need to speak or perform in front of a stage. Has anyone taught us how to be more confident, more calm? I don't quite remember as well. Like, why is it that we learn physical education, we learn physics, we learn history, we learn languages, but we have never learned about mental health education. We have never learned about emotional intelligence. Sometimes they throw in the word here and there, but there are no courses, nothing to learn about it at school. So a young children go through 20, 30 years of their life never learning this. Big problem. What to do when you can't control yourself? I'm not sure whether you are addicted to gaming, to shopping, to alcohol, to gambling. When someone is suicidal, how to support them? How to help a friend who is depressed? Yes, I know, be by their side. Yeah, sure, correct. What else? How do we overcome the grief of losing someone or even your pet? Have you learned this? I don't know, but I've not learned this. But along with so many people that we met, we realized that people up until their age of 40, 50, 60, they have never learned this. Like, what is the solution? What is the best practices? What is the best techniques? What is the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way? Why is it that we have not been taught much about autism, about ADHD, about OCD? Because these are the people that are around us, right? Like World Health Organization says that it depends countries to countries. Some is 1 in 4 people or 1 in 5 people throughout their lifetime would be suffering from some form of mental disorder. So you count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One person will surely have some problems, but we do not know. So if it is so important, if it is so serious, how come no one has taught us anything about this? I learned how to play football. I learned how to do push-up. I learned how to draw a graph. I learned about the history of my country. I learned how to do a science experiment. But why should I not learn how to deal with my mental and emotional challenges? What should I do? So why do I give you so many questions? Is because I hope more people will realize these are important questions, create more projects around it, create more awareness, more campaign around this. You know, maybe some of you would like to pursue psychology, just like Mr. Port here today, pursuing his master's or pursue more specializations. We definitely need more psychiatrists and more psychologists, more counselors. You can even take the courses or short courses, even if you're not planning to practice as a professional. When one day, I'm sure all of you are going to be leaders of your country, then hopefully one day you make this a priority, right? To inform your lawmakers, inform our leaders. And when you become a leader yourself, this is important, right? Mental health matters. This is a vicious cycle. If today a student does not learn about this, what happens when the student becomes a teacher? What happens? What happens when they have students that are facing issue? Does the teacher knows how to deal with it? What happens when you grow up and you become a manager or you become a business person? You have your own team, your own staff, and your staff is going through a depressive period, having a pay cut. You do not know how to deal with it. Someone in their family passed away. You do not know how to deal with it. How about one day you will have a spouse, right? You will start a family. How do you deal with this when your child tell you he or she has issues? When your spouse, when your loved ones, you say you love the person, but when that person have issues, have challenges, are you educated enough to help the person? And do you know what can you do for that person? Yes, so that's why mental health really is important. I'm going to skip all these things. This is Malaysia, right? But what I find out is across Southeast Asia is more or less the same or even worse, right? Every 500 students we have in Malaysia, there is only one counselor. And this one counselor, 90% of the time, is not trained. So yeah, good luck with that, right? Meeting counselors. So this is the quote from the movie Joker. The worst part about having mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't, right? So we cannot continue pretending this is not a problem. This is a big problem. We need to do something, right? We need to promote mental health education. Of course, we cannot expect this to happen like today we want, next year it's going to start, right? But we can create more Facebook, Instagram, or even LinkedIn posting. When you see something that professionals share or your mental health organization share the helplines, share the tips, share the symptoms, share way to get help, share what to do. We need to normalize mental health conversations, make it normal to talk about it, make it normal for parents to talk with their children, make it normal for friends to talk with their friends, make it normal to go to a counselor to seek help. We also need everyone to jump in to help. It's not just a student. Teachers should come on board to help. Our lawmakers should come on board to help. Our entrepreneurs, our business people should come on board to help. Only then can we see real change in mental health. So with this, I'm just going to speak. These are some of the stuff that we have done, a lot of different awareness campaign, a lot of different sharing sessions, a lot of different workshops around Southeast Asia that we have done. We have done music therapy. This is with therapists from abroad in Japan, in Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. We also use Netflix movies, for example, to highlight and talk about mental health issues so that we can relate to young people. We are also planning to start our TikTok account very soon. We also have empathy and listening circles when people can come in to no recording whatsoever. They come in, they talk about stuff, they cry. We have our facilitators, and they go out, feeling more relief. Different issues. We also have outreach to victims of war, that they are being traumatized. And we also have a campaign called "It's Okay to Not Be Okay." So yeah, it's across the region. And I would like to end with this, which is, how many of you know what is this? Like, what do you call this kind of art form? It starts with K. It's a pottery art form. It starts with K. What do we call this? This art form is actually what you call kintsugi. Basically, broken pottery. It could be bowls, it could be plates. They repay using gold or silver. The beautiful message behind this is that it doesn't matter what kind of challenges you have today, or you feel that you do not have value, or that you are broken, or that you can never change your life. The thing that every one of us can get better. We can take actions to get better. And over time, just like this bowl in front of you, we might be broken, we might be hurt today, but when we slowly repay it with the gold, someday we will be worth more. We will be more confident, more secure, more healed, and more healthy than what we are today. So with this, thank you to the organizers for the introduction for today. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Just type Yana CMH. You can find us. With this, thank you. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram. I will put the link, but you can also find me on Linktree. All the links are over there. You can click. So with this, may you always be kind, be well, and be blessed. Thank you. And back to you.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Hugo, for your sharing session. And honestly, I feel like the ways that your presentation is very interesting. And it's really a good idea. You put the quiz, the short quiz, and the kind of scenario on it. And you make our participants to think if they are in that situation, and they can imagine of that situation as well. So I think it's really genius. Yeah, it's really a good idea. And right now, it's nearly the end of our online event, but we still have the Q&A session. So right now, I would like to open our question and answer session. So all participants in here, you can drop your question into our chat box here. So we will read it in to our speaker to answer it. So do you have any question? You can drop your question, or if you feel comfortable, you can to speak or to ask with our speaker. Okay. So do you have any questions right now? Actually, for registration application, we also got many questions, and I already sent it in advance for our speaker as well. So we got many questions, but the time is, I think our time is still limited. So I just selected some of that question to ask our speaker. So right now, do you have any question? Everyone? So yeah, maybe I can start first. Just read the questions that I got from the register application. So for the questions that I got, so should be select this question. It's really interesting. So in this 21st century of modern technology, why many people, especially youth or adults, still face the problem of mental health? Like they face the stress, anxiety, or depression. So why they still face that problem? So should we start to answer first from Mr. Pich? What's your opinions of this question?
Yes. Okay, thanks for the question. Yeah, I will say what that I will say with this question. Yes, it is true that it is 21st century modern technologies, and many people and adults face mental health problems about the stress, anxiety, and depression. Yeah, because modern technology and social change fast, and every single the people also change also. And like the communication, we have the change, and we just the modern technology, the relationship with the family, with the friend, some is cut off. Yes, because they use the technology. Yeah, some they don't have time to discuss or talk about each other, and some adults they just focus to use the social media or technology more. And the one thing is the Facebook or the social media, like it is the problem when they see all the information, all the friend, all the information. Sometimes they have the comparing themselves with the other friend or other people. Yeah, and like this can make them stress or depression mood also because of the comparing. And sometimes they get the bad information from the technology because they saw many people they mình ta lúc này nhé okay but violent in the society, bad news or something. When the bad news come into your mind, come into your brain, that make you thinking about the negative, about and fear also. And now this situation is a pandemic situation, and it make all adult and other people really fear, and because of the information, sometimes it's the bad information. Yeah, and one more thing is why people like in Cambodia, why people still have the mental health challenge, because the adult not yet know the service of the mental health, and in Cambodia or other country lack of the advertisement about the mental health service, and also the mental health problem, also the stigma in the society. Also, some people don't fear if they have the mental problem. They think that they are made, so they don't want to share about their problem, or they don't want to meet the psychologist because they fear the stigma of the society. Yes, thank you for me only for the okay.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Pich for your answer of this question. And how about Mr. Hugo? What do you think of this question?
Thank you, MC. So the question that we are tackling right now is,
Sorry, could you repeat again?
Yes. Are we answering the same first question?
Okay.
Okay. I think mostly for most of the question, I think so number one, of course, always know who is the qualified professional that you can seek out for. And I also agree with Mr. Pot. Social media has caused us to always compare our life with other people. Sometimes there could be a form of pressure as well. Secondly, of course, nowadays we have a lot more distractions. I can see a lot of questions over here are mostly on you're overwhelmed with work or maybe the pressure from the school. I think it's good to have few certain practices. For example, personally, I like to do journaling. So I have many books. I don't keep my thoughts inside my brain or inside my mind. I try to write it out, or you can also type it on your phone if that works better for you. So don't keep your feeling, write it outside, draw it, sing it out if you want, don't keep it inside. Or speak to a friend or a family member that you can trust, right? So expressing yourself is very important. Some people like to sing it, write it, or some people would like to exercise about it. Secondly, I feel that for general, non-clinical situation, of course, clinical situation, you should always consult your professional first. For non-clinical situation, of course, I would also recommend meditation. Yes, works amazingly well for me. I'm not sure. Some people cannot get into it. But yes, meditation has been great, or even martial arts. All these practices are practices that enable you to express yourself. At the same time, it helps you to reflect upon your actions. So I think there is some kind of quality in this kind of activities that you should participate more. Always find the activities where you can express yourself, right? Most importantly, to acknowledge what you are going through. Do not try to pretend that it's not there, because if you snowball to become bigger. Also, do not try to resist the situation. For example, you could say something like, okay, some people are very scared to say they have problem because they are being told by society that they should always say positive things. They should always post positive things, so they don't have an outlet to share out, themselves. So don't do that, right? Because what you resist will persist. I think it's also great to take care of your daily diet, or maybe even your sleep pattern, because that will definitely affect your mood and your health. So yeah, do take care of the basics, right? It is also great to have to keep a gratitude journal, or maybe if you are a religious person, maybe prayers do help as well, to complement whatever more professional treatment that you are undergoing. So yes, back to you.
Thanks, Mr. Hogos, for your detailed explanation. And we got some questions from our audience as well. So she said, during the pandemic for the COVID-19 situation, how can we have friends' mental health who has positive in COVID-19? So I give these questions to Mr. Pich. So what do you think of this question?
Okay, yes, for me. This question is how to have friend with mental health. Okay, right?
Yes. She said, sorry, did you hear me clearly?
Okay, clear. Okay.
Yeah, she said about if she has a friend who have the positive of COVID-19. So what she should do for that?
Okay, okay, understand. Okay. So when yeah, her friend have the COVID-19, and what she would do to have her friend. Yeah. For me, that I say this with to have the friend, we can contact and correct with the friend, because now we have the technology that we can support from through the online. Yeah, we can keep in touch with the friend, because the friend have the COVID, we cannot to meet them directly face to face. Yeah, and we need to because in the COVID, friend have the COVID-19, make him or her uh, anxiety or worry too much about this problem. Yeah, and what that I can introduce some the idea, just get in touch with them, with the friend, keep in touch with them, and talk about their feeling, talk about their thinking, what is the problem now, what that we can have. And we are a friend, a good friend, if we just listen carefully. Yeah, listen what they're feeling. Yeah, and we stay with the friend also. Yeah, for me only this. Okay.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Putpet. And right now I have one more question. So I would like to ask Mr. Hugo, what can we do to help women or girls that have faced violence in family member? From Miss Monica. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, I think that's one of the interesting question over here. How do we deal with people that have faced violence? Of course, firstly, make sure that the person knows that, you know, either you or the volunteers in charge, you know, will be always there for them. Make sure they have the contact number. Actually, there are long steps to go through, but I will just say a few things. For example, sometimes you want to ascertain, are they in a safe place right now? Are they still living with family members that are violent with them? Have they relocated to a safe place? Do they have a safe place? Right? We also would like to ensure that have they made the necessary police report and things like that. We have seen cases where we went to the station and then the officer tell us that, okay, let's put it this way, right? Like, it's not that serious. Like they need to, they will call you to do a medical check, and if they feel that the injury is minimal or however they evaluate it. But it doesn't matter how serious the violence is. Sometimes it is not just the physical violence. Sometimes it's also the mental aggression, or maybe the verbal aggression. So if this happens many times already, if you feel like you are not safe, you know, you should always inform family members around you, just in case anything happened to you. They know what is happening with you, right? You make sure you have the right volunteer or women organization, you know, inform, make sure you have the police informed, make sure if you have any injuries, make sure you have the medical reports to back up in case of anything, right? Then, of course, moving on from there, you should get the a medical or mental health professional to evaluate if you have, for example, right, there is a case where the lady is very traumatic. You know, things don't just go away because it's over, right? Sometimes you are not there with the person, but you are still have the nightmares because of it. So there is sometimes people need a long therapy session as well to overcome, to trust people again, to feel safe again. I think this is what we can help the people around us if they face such an issue. Most importantly, as the regular person who is not a medical professional, what we most need to do is we need to know which person we should get the victim or the patient in touch with. That's most important. And secondly, we need to be a good companion to let them know that they can always talk to us. They can always hear from us, that we are there for them, right? Thirdly, we need to raise literacy, as in we need to be educated about what do we mean by violence. It might differ from country to country. What is the law? All these things need education. We should promote more of these facts so that more people know about this. They will know how to protect themselves. Sometimes people has problem, they face violence, they face bullying, but then they are not sure, is that actually a crime? Like they are not sure, why is there such a case? Because of education, right? And there's one more point I want to say. Okay, yeah. Some people, they do not want you to just be a friend who pity them, right? You can also do some activities that both of you can do together. It could be sports, it could be attending seminars, or maybe it could be religious work. It could be volunteer work as well, like serving the community, helping other people. So when you give them a goal to work towards, instead of just letting them, hide inside the room or something, get them out here, get them to interact, give them a goal, give them a purpose, give them something to do, right? While they rebuild their life. So yes, that would be my answer. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo. And I think it is the last question because our time is over. So this is about how to deal with the pressure from school and thinking of future academic life. So let's come back to Mr. Pich. What do you think of this question?
Could I have a question again?
Okay, for the questions, how to deal. Hello. For the question, how to deal with the pressure from the school and thinking of future academic life.
Okay, yeah, I got the answer.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, clear. Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, about the pressure of the school and the future of the academic life. Okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. សូមនិយាយភាសាខ្មែរល្អជាងណាអង់គ្លេសរៀងពិបាកបន្តិច
ចាលោកគ្រូ
បាទហ្នឹងហើយតកតងមួយហ្នឹងតកតងជាមួយនឹងបញ្ហាក្នុងការសិក្សាប្រចាំថ្ងៃហើយនឹងតកតងជាមួយនឹងការគិតទុកតកតងជាមួយនឹងអនាគតacademic ណាការសិក្សានៅថ្ងៃអនាគតអញ្ចឹងតកតងមួយសប្តាហ៍ថ្ងៃនេះគឺតកតងជាមួយនឹងបញ្ហាច្រើនតកតងក្នុងការសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញអញ្ចឹងសិស្សឬក៏យុវជនជាច្រើនគឺកំពុងតែប្រឈមមុខទាំងអស់គ្នាតែម្ដងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហើយមួយទៀតគឺពួកគាត់តែងតែមានភាពតានតឹងផ្លូវចិត្តហើយក៏មានដោយសារតែមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរអញ្ចឹងណាដោយសារតែមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរទូទាំងសកលលោកតែម្ដងដោយសារសាលាទៅបិទហើយពួកគាត់ទៅរៀនតាមអនឡាញអញ្ចឹងគឺមានការប្រឈមមុខជាខ្លាំងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងបើយើងគិតឲ្យបែបវិជ្ជមាន ការសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញបើយើងគិតឲ្យមើលពីភាពវិជ្ជមាននៅក្នុងហ្នឹងក៏វាបង្កមានភាពវិជ្ជមាននៅក្នុងហ្នឹងដែរអញ្ចឹងណាអានេះគ្រាន់តែឲ្យយើងអាចគិតthink positive គិតពីវិជ្ជមាននៅក្នុងហ្នឹងតើភាពវិជ្ជមានអីខ្លះដែលកើតមាននៅពេលដែលយើងកើតមានកូវីដចេះហើយយើងត្រូវសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញទី1នៅពេលនេះអ្វីដែលគិតបំផុតគឺសុវត្ថិភាពសុវត្ថិភាពសត្វសុវត្ថិភាពខ្លួនយើងនិងក្រុមគ្រួសាររបស់យើងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងការសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញយើងនៅតែអាចបន្តការសិក្សាបានដដែលប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់ថាវាអត់ដូចពីមុនប៉ុន្តែអ្វីដែលសំខាន់គឺយើងអាចបន្តការសិក្សាបានហើយសុវត្ថិភាពជីវិតឬសុខភាពរបស់យើងនិងក្រុមគ្រួសាររបស់យើងគឺបានល្អអាហ្នឹងគឺជាចំណុចល្អទី1ណាបាទទាក់ទងមួយនឹងការសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញបាទហើយបន្តទៅទៀតទាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងថាតកតងជាមួយនឹងអនាគតការជ្រើសរើសមុខជំនាញនៅថ្ងៃអនាគតហើយសុំសួរម្ដងទៀតហ្នឹងចង់មានន័យថាមិនតកតងអនាគតទៅថ្ងៃមុខសុំម្ដងទៀតបានទេ
ចាសួរគាត់ធ្វើថាតើត្រូវដោះស្រាយបែបណាចំពោះpressure ចំពោះpressure របស់យើងហ្នឹងពីសាលាហើយការកាត់នៅថ្ងៃអនាគតសម្រាប់ការអប់រំរបស់គាត់
អូខេបាទហ្នឹងហើយយល់ទៅសំណួរហ្នឹងហើយខ្ញុំឆ្លើយតាមអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំចែករំលែកណាវាមិនប្រកាសថាត្រឹមត្រូវទាំងអស់ទេអញ្ចឹងណានេះវាជាគ្រាន់តែជាមតិយោបល់របស់ខ្ញុំចំពោះការចែករំលែកទេអញ្ចឹងណាបាទព្រោះនេះដោយសារតែបញ្ហានេះហើយបើគឺគិតទៅបញ្ហា COVID នេះវាអាចអូសបន្លាយរយៈពេលយូរដែរប៉ុន្តែបើយើងគិតទៅវាគង់តែអាចដោះស្រាយបានទេអញ្ចឹងណាវានឹងអាចដោះស្រាយបាននៅពេលណាមួយហើយស្ថានភាពវានឹងកាន់តែល្អប្រសើរជាងមុនទៀតអញ្ចឹងណាហើយតកតងជាមួយនឹងអនាគតការជ្រើសរើសមុខជំនាញនៅថ្ងៃអនាគតផ្សេងទៀតគឺយើងនៅតែអាចបន្តបានព្រោះការសិក្សាតាមអនឡាញនេះយើងនៅតែអាចធ្វើបានអញ្ចឹងណាបាទហ្នឹងហើយហើយយល់ទៅ academic ដែលយើងត្រូវជ្រើសរើសគឺយើងជ្រើសរើសនៅមុខជំនាញណាដែលយើងមានសមត្ថភាពហើយយើងពេញចិត្តគឺថាយើងពេញចិត្តទៅលើការងារអីយើងពេញចិត្តទៅលើមុខជំនាញអីអញ្ចឹងគឺយើងជ្រើសរើសទៅតាមចំណង់ចំណូលចិត្តដែលយើងចង់បានឥឡូវក៏ខ្ញុំផ្ដល់តែប៉ុណ្្នឹងឯងបាទអរគុណច្រើនអូខេ
Thanks very much for Mr. Pich for your explanation. Right now, do you hear any annoying sounds more? Because I face the problems, probably the phone, I think. So right now, is it okay for you? Do you hear clearly?
Yes, we can listen you.
Okay, so yeah, so thanks very much for both speakers for your sharing sessions today, and I and my team would like to say thanks you very much. Thanks for our participants and thanks for our organizers today. So thank you all for being here until the end of our online event. And I would like to say I want to apologize all of you as well in case we had the mistake unintentionally during our online event. Yeah, and at the same time, we also don't forget to say thanks for our media partnership for providing the link for us. And for the closing remark, I would like to ask all participants to please complete the feedback link to all of us. So your feedback is really important and it's really useful for us to improve for our future events. So organizer, please drop the link into our chat box so our participants they can easily go to click on the link and complete it the feedback form easily. And at the same time, I don't want to waste the time anymore. I also want to invite Mr. Hugo for to say some things about your feelings, about your interest, or your feedback after you join our online events today. So.
Thank you. I think happy to be here today to meet the organizing team Of course, to Roy. I've met Roy last year, I think. Now we are here again. Yeah, which event did I met Roy in? Yeah, we met in a in a Southeast Asian event, and it's great to meet Roy here again. Yeah, I think this pandemic, this COVID-19 has brought us together. Yes, Roy. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's some Southeast Asia meeting organized by the Philippine, the ambassador of Philippines to New Zealand.
All right. Okay, Ambassador Gary, Gary Domingo. Yeah, I think it has brought us together. You know, in this pandemic, it's a hard time, but at the same time, we have made so many new friends. You know, because of Zoom, you know, and Google Meet. So, and today I meet another new friend. So we have met Mr. Port over here as well. Yeah, and so many of you. So very happy to see all of you. Hopefully, after the pandemic, one day we can meet in person. We can go get some food or something. So I look forward to that day. Thank you. Back to you, organizer.
Thank you. Joining our.
Okay, thank you that giving me the honor to share my experience for the youth today, and I very excited and happy, and I have learned a lot with the Mr. Hugo that I have known him also, and I happy to know him, and I am thank you so much for the team of the ruler that make this event. This is the most important event that to advertise about the mental health education to the youth, because mental health is the most important for all the people. Yeah, because the health is more important. And today I have shared what that I experienced, that I have learned, and what that I have worked with to help a person with the mental health. And for me, I am please keep in touch with me, or if have more that have the mental health problem, they can contact to me. I am happy to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Potpet. And right now it's time for our photo sessions together. So our participant, would you mind turning on your cameras together? So we will have the photo sessions together for this 10 online event. Yay. Okay, we can turn on. Okay, so we got some participants to turning on the camera. So please wait in maybe a few minutes. Okay, so right now, yeah, I think, yeah, we can start to take the photos together. So I will count it for all of you. So let's start it. 1, 2, don't forget to smile. 3, okay, nice, awesome. Okay, so and yeah, we can take any freestyle, whatever you like, heart shape or like this, or yeah, you can take the freestyle. So I will count it again. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Wow, beautiful. So thank you all for joining until the end of our online event, and wishing you all the best. Wishing you to be healthy, happiness, especially avoidance to the COVID-19 disease. Yeah. So have a great weekend and bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. See you.